there, fellow hungry travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Bamberg, Germany. And today what we're going to talk about is Frühstück. Oh, you don't know what Frühstück is? Frühstück is breakfast in German. And you might want to know, Mark, what am I going to eat for breakfast when I'm in Germany? Like if I'm at my hotel or I visit my friends, what should I expect? Now, I got to tell you this, when you think of a German breakfast, you probably think of a Bauernfrühstück, a farmer's breakfast. Fried potatoes with bacon, eggs, onion, parsley, and it just fried up in a pan. You're like, yes, this is going to get me ready to explore the beautiful city of Bamberg, or in Munich, or in Berlin. Yes, yeah, and Bauernfrühstück is a breakfast thing. However, it will probably never be at your hotel breakfast. It will probably never be at a place you can go get breakfast. It's more of like an lunch kind of thing, actually, but it is something you could get for breakfast when you're here. But in all honesty, if you think about a German breakfast, Germans aren't big on breakfast. If you talk to anybody in the hotel industry in the US, they will let you know that Germans are always asking for their ham, cheese, and bread for breakfast. And that's the big thing when you come here. You have to realize breakfast in Germany is all about Brot. Bread, and you might have, you know, the fitness bread, or you might have fresh baked bread when you're here, or they'll have rolls, Brotchen or Semmel, depending where you are in the country, and you will have that. I guarantee when you're at your hotel, there will be bread and there will be rolls. And the thing is, Germans, they'll just have a piece of bread, like if they're at home, piece of bread, slice of cheese, maybe some cucumber on it, and they're good to go. Kind of explains why they're so skinny, right? So you have that, but that's really a basic thing here. And you'll notice when you go to hotels, they'll even have a bread basket that you can put the bread and rolls in to take to your plate. And then your plate is more about the condiments you put on there. And so what you're gonna see is when you go to a hotel breakfast or your German friend's breakfast, there will be a lot of cold cuts. You know, I've seen ham, I've seen speck, which is, you know, like the prosciutto kind of ham kind of stuff. I've seen bologna kind of things. I've seen typical ham. I've seen all kinds of different varieties of cold cuts. That's going to be a big plate there. And then right next to it will be a bunch of cheese slices. Various kinds of pre-sliced cheese will be there. And believe me, you have your bread and your cheese, your bread and your ham, and it'll get you going. And you'll notice when you look around, that's what all the German tourists are doing. And that's one of the things. If you come here to Bamberg, it's mostly German tourists, so you'll really see what the Germans are actually eating for breakfast. So that's one of those things. Now, when you do have your bread and your cheese, your bread and your ham, you also will see, like, by there, there'll be tomatoes, cucumbers, bell peppers. So sometimes you just have a slice of bread, a slice of cheese, and cucumber. That'll be on there. Now, another thing you might see people do is they have this thing called Quark. And Quark is like, think like flavored Philadelphia cream cheese kind of. And they have that and they'll spread that on the bread. It's really good. And there's different flavors. Like I like the paprika Quark, which is like paprika, peppers mixed in with the Philadelphia kind of stuff. Oh, it's so good. So you can have that. Or what you'll see is there'll be lots of jams. Germans love their jams. And so you'll see these little tiny cups next to the jam jars. You're supposed to take the jam out of the jam jar and put it in the little cup, and then take it so you can put it little by little on your bread or your rolls, so you have that. And I think it's important to mention with those rolls, it's just not a plain like Kaiser roll. Oh, no, 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 no. There'll be multiple different kinds of rolls when you're there. My personal favorite are the Kürbiskerne Brotchen, or the pumpkin seed rolls, where there's literally like pumpkin seeds on top of it. Oh, it's so good. It is so good, okay? So you have that. Now, other things you'll probably see on like the condiment thing, yes, there's butter, of course, but you'll see a lot of pickled things. Like you'll see pickles on there, maybe some pickled onions. You might see salmon. I know that's not pickled, but you'll see smoked salmon is very common as well, along with the deli meats. You'll see, you know, Nutella, of course. They love their hazelnut spread cream on there. But also you'll see pâtés. You know, like if you ever gone to the US, you've had what's called Braunschweiger, which is basically like meat pâté, and you'll see in this little tube, and you just rip off the tube and like toothpaste it out onto your bread, smeared on there, kind of like Leberwurst. You can do that when you have that. That's kind of a nice thing to put on there. Though I will say, when you first put it on, the first time you have it, you look at it and go, yeah, no, I don't know if I can eat that. Try it. Just try it for me. You just put a little on the end, have a bite. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments below if you like that kind of stuff. And the thing is, you don't just have to have ham and cheese kind of stuff when you do come here. Germans are very much health conscious people. So yes, there's plenty of cereals like the Muesli, you know, like the multi-grain cereals out there that really help things get moving. So if you start with a breakfast of Muesli and then have a bunch of sauerkraut at lunch, don't forget to find a bathroom in the afternoon, because it will all pass through you when you're going through there. But what's cool is they have the cereals, but also they love yogurt. You know, and wherever you go, there'll be little yogurt containers, or maybe there'll be like a pouring yogurt you'll have on there. And then usually there'll be some kind of like nuts or dried fruit or something that you can actually put into your yogurt if you want to have that to get a little more body when you're there. But they do love their yogurt. That's one thing. I lived here for a number of years. Every time I spent the night at a buddy's house, there was always, hey, got yogurt in the fridge for you. Thanks, Magnus. Thanks, Stefan. Thanks all my German buddies for hooking me up. But also on the healthy sides, Germans really do like fruit. And so don't be surprised if there are seasonal fruits or a fruit salad that's at your hotel that's there. Or if you're at somebody's home, they'll have a bowl of fruit and you just have fruit with your breakfast. And if we're going into fruit, I think it's important to talk about the juices here. And I'll be honest with you, there's multiple juices when you come here, but the two biggest juices you'll see at your hotels, one is Orangensaft. O-Saft, you know, orange juice, they'll have that. But the bigger one that you should try is Multivitaminsaft, multivitamin juice. If you're from back in the day, if you remember Five Alive, the mixed fruit juice, that's what it tastes like. You do have that. So that's kind of nice. And the thing is, they'll have milk, they'll have tea and coffee, maybe hot chocolate at the hotels when you go there. A lot of times it's self-serve, so you go to the machine and make it. So just be aware of that. And I think if you're like, Mark, but I want something like starke, I want something stronger, I need some protein to get my day going. Okay, the protein du jour for Frühstück, for breakfast in Germany, is eggs. Okay, well, aside from the deli meats, is eggs. And it's specifically boiled eggs. Now, you notice I said boiled eggs. Mark, don't you mean hard-boiled eggs? Well, it can be hard-boiled eggs, or it can be soft-boiled eggs. And you'll notice when you go, like every single German hotel I've stayed at over the last 25 years, all had the eggs thing. And there'll be a little, like, odd plate you've never seen before that has like a little raised thing in the middle. You put the egg on that and then you chop off the top of the egg and then you use your little spoon and you eat your egg out that way, right? I mean, yeah, you can, if it's a hard boiled one, you can peel it however you want, but if it's a soft one, cut the top off, eat to the yolk, and then take some of that fantastic bread and dip it in there. Oh, Dankeschön, Deutschland, because that is a wonderful thing, all right? Now, also at hotels, you'll probably see scrambled eggs as well if you want a real eye. They'll have those things there too, so you do have that. But one thing I think is important to mention is breakfast in Germany is not sweet. You know, if you're in the US, it's about pancakes and waffles and syrup and French toast and cinnamon rolls. They don't do that here, okay? So this is much more of a savory breakfast. Now, if you are staying like in an Airbnb or VRBO, apartment rentals, or your hotel makes you pay for breakfast, which is not that common in Germany, except at the higher end restaurants, if you have to pay for breakfast, don't. Just go to a bakery. If you go to the local bakery, and believe me, there'll be one near your hotel, go and get some of the fresh rolls like I talked about. They might have Schnitte, like little pieces of cake that are in there. Yeah, you may think, well, pieces of cake for breakfast? Yeah, but there's fruit on top, so it counts. You can do that. I'll give you permission for that one, okay? Have that for breakfast instead, because you don't have to spend a lot of money to eat well when you're here in Germany. Even if you just go to the local store and get some rolls, because I have a little bakery there, and they sell the pre-sliced cheese and pre-sliced deli ham in small amounts. You can do that. You got your family fed for under 10 euros. I mean, I'm not joking. There's a bakery with fantastic breads and sweets and all kinds of pastries, and my hotel's right here. So literally, if you don't want to eat the hotel breakfast, just go to a bakery. You can't go wrong here in Germany. It's a really great thing because Germans, they are economical people. They will make sure you can eat well at an affordable price, especially at Frühstück. So, my friends, what are some of the German breakfast things that you love? Put it down in the comment section below. And of course, I've missed some of the great German breakfast stuff that's here. That's why I love when our commenters here give more breakfast suggestions when you're here. And don't forget, in each region you go to in Germany, they have different specialties. So it might influence what you have at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner. So if there's some regional breakfast stuff people should know, please in the comments below, put the town, what they should eat, right? And then kind of explain what it is, because calling Quark Philadelphia cream cheese is misselling it, right? So do your best. And I appreciate it. I wish you a fantastic meal. Guten Appetit, Mahlzeit. And I wish you all the best here in Bamberg. And don't worry, start your day off strong with a good German breakfast. Tschüss.